You know that little word you tack onto the end of a sentence, like, isn't it? That tiny piece of grammar is messing up your English more than you realize. And here's the thing, if you're a Spanish speaker, a Chinese speaker, or an Arabic speaker, your native language is secretly sabotaging you every time you try to use it. Today we're fixing that. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. Okay, Maya, you said something really interesting before we started recording. You told me that I overuse, isn't it? And that it makes me sound, well, a little bit robotic.
I did say that, but don't feel bad, Leo. This is the number one mistake almost every learner makes. Question tags, those little endings like isn't it, don't you, haven't they, are like the social glue of English conversation. They turn a statement into a friendly check in. But if you just use isn't it for everything, it sounds like you're using a wrench to hammer in a nail. It kind of works, but everyone can see you're doing it wrong.
Guilty is charged. All right, let's break it down. What exactly is a question tag for anyone who might not know the term?
Great question. Imagine you're walking with a friend on a hot day. You want to agree that it's hot. You could say, it's hot, isn't it? That isn't it is your question tag. It turns a statement into a mini question that invites agreement. The real trick and the thing we're diving into today is that the tag has to match the main verb. It's not a one-size-fits-all hat. You can't just say, it's hot, isn't it? And also, he works hard, isn't it? The second one sounds like nails on a chalkboard to a native speaker.
Okay, I can hear that. So there's a formula here. What's the basic rule, Maya?
The golden rule is take the auxiliary verb from the first part of the sentence and flip its polarity. If the statement is positive, the tag is negative. If the statement is negative, the tag is positive. Let's start super simple. You are tired. The verb is are, positive. So the tag is negative. You are tired, aren't you? See? Match the verb and flip the signal. You aren't happy. Negative verb aren't. Tag is positive. You aren't happy, are you?
Okay, are becomes aren't becomes are. Got it. But what about when there's no be verb, like you speak English?
Bingo! This is where the magic word do comes in. If there's no auxiliary like is, are, have, can, you bring in do, does, or did as your helper. So for you speak English, the hidden helper is do. You say, you speak English, don't you? It's not, isn't it? Please, everyone, carve this into your memory. For Chinese and Japanese speakers, this is hard because your languages don't use these little helper verbs in the same way. You might want to just drop the tag entirely or add a universal particle, but in English you need do.
That clicks. So instead of they like pizza, isn't it? Which I admit I've said it's they like pizza, don't they? Right?
Exactly. And notice I matched another word too, the pronoun. They like pizza, don't they? You carry the subject over to the tag. We'll touch on that more in a minute. But first, let's run a quick scenario. Imagine you're at work. You're in a meeting, and you want to sound collaborative. You say, we need to finish the report by Friday. Now, if you want to soften that, how would you tag it, Leo? It's a bit of a curveball, because need is the main verb, but the hidden structure is interesting.
We need do. We need to finish, don't we?
Perfect. We need to finish the report by Friday, don't we? You sound like a team player, not a bossy boss. Now, here's a place where Spanish speakers often trip up. In Spanish, you might use no or verdad as a universal tag. Es caliente, verdad. You can't translate that directly to it's hot, true. You can say right. In very casual American English, which we'll get to, but the grammatically sound natural tag is isn't it? Only when the verb is. For everything else, you have to do the verb dance.
This verb dance. It's all about listening for the auxiliary, isn't it?
Look at you. It is all about listening, isn't it? That was a perfect, natural tag. You used isn't it correctly, because my verb was is. I'm so proud.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day, Maya. Okay, but what about the past tense? For example, she went to the store.
Good. Went is the past of go. No auxiliary in the statement, so you pull out your do helper in the past form, which is did. She went to the store, didn't she? Now, a common mistake here from Arabic speakers is structuring it like a direct translation from a yes-no construction, or saying isn't it because the logic of tag questions is formed differently. But you must match the tense. Didn't she? Is the only natural choice.
Didn't she? It flows, actually. It's like a little rhythm punch at the end of the sentence. She went to the store, didn't she?
You've got it. That rhythm is key. The tag falls off in pitch, inviting the other person to nod along. Now, let's get into some trickier territory. Have you ever heard someone say, "You haven't seen my keys, have you?"
Yes, and that always sounded more sophisticated than did you see my keys?
It is. It's softer. The structure there is present perfect. Have seen. The statement is negative. You haven't seen. So the tag flips to positive. Have you? Now, if you're a French speaker, you might be used to the all-purpose non, which is simple. But English demands this mirror structure. We finished, haven't we? He's called, hasn't he? The tag has to contract with the auxiliary.
Wait, let me try one. They haven't arrived, have they?
Textbook perfect. Now let me give you a life-saving rule for I am. You ready? The statement is, I am on time. Logic says the tag should be am nigh, but that doesn't exist in standard English. It's grammatically weird. We say I'm on time, aren't I? It's a quirky exception. If you say am I, you will get a very confused look.
That's so good to know. I'm doing okay, aren't I? Sounds like I'm checking in with myself.
Exactly. Now, there is a cultural canyon we need to cross. I used the word social glue earlier, but the context changes who uses these tags and why. In stereotypical British English, tags are used a bit more frequently as a politeness strategy, almost a reflexive softening. That's a bit steep, isn't it? You wouldn't have a pen, would you? Americans use them too, but we might be a tad more direct, or we lean heavily on casual variants.
Ah, the casual variants. Like right or huh. I hear those in American movies all the time.
Yes, in very informal spoken American English, right? And are the universal tag decoys. You're coming, right? It was a good movie, but here's the danger. If you are an advanced learner, you can use these. If you are still mastering the basics, leaning on right can become a crutch that stops you from learning the real structure. And in any professional setting, a job interview, a presentation, saying, "You reviewed my resume," right? Sounds less polished than "you reviewed my resume, haven't you?"
So it's a register thing. Casual barb week versus office email.
Nailed it. Now I want to pause and set up what's coming. In a few minutes, Leo is going to make the exact mistake 90% of learners make, with a specific advanced tag. And I'm going to catch it. But first, let's talk about a very, very common error that makes your speech sound fragmented.
Okay, I'm bracing myself. What's the error?
Double auxiliary confusion. When the main verb is already an auxiliary, you still have to match it, not double it. Listen to this wrong example. You can swim, don't you? No, the verb is can, so the tag is can't you. You can swim, can't you? The do is an intruder here. It's not needed because can is already your helper. Similarly, he should try harder, doesn't he? Wrong. He should try harder, shouldn't he?
Right, so if you already have a helper, don't bring in do. Let the helper do the work. She will arrive on time, won't she?
Beautiful. And for the advanced listeners, will becomes the irregular contraction won't. He has a car is a special beast too. In American English, we often say he has a car, doesn't he? Using do support because has is the main verb showing possession. In British English, you might hear he has a car, hasn't he? Both are standard in their own pawns, so don't panic if you hear both.
Two systems, one language. Okay, I'm feeling confident. Hit me with the advanced mistake I'm supposed to make.
All right, here it comes. How would you tag this? Let's go to the cinema.
Let's meaning, let us. Let's go to the cinema, don't we?
There it is, the 90% mistake. It's an easy one to make, but the correct fixed phrase for let's is shall we. Let's go to the cinema, shall we? It's an invitation tag, warm and collaborative. Don't we would refer to a habit, like we go to the cinema often, don't we? But for a suggestion starting with let's, the only truly natural partner is shall we.
Wow. Let's take a break, shall we? That sounds so sophisticated. But what if I want to suggest something negatively? Let's not argue.
Then it flips. Let's not argue, shall we? Or, more formally, but the structure sticks, the shall we stays, it's just the verb in the first part that shifts. Don't let's is also a very British variant. Don't let's argue, shall we? But for you, stick to let's not, shall we?
Okay, let's not stay out too late, shall we? Got it. Now, I know we've covered a lot. Can we put it all together with something real world? Like, I don't know, a phone call with a landlord?
Let's do it. Imagine the scene. You just moved in, and you're talking to Mrs. Davies, your new landlord. She says, the bins go out on Thursday night. You want to confirm. You don't say, isn't it? You say,
They go out on Thursday night, don't they?
perfect. Then she says, I've already shown you the boiler. You want to politely double check. Because you forgot. You've shown me the boiler, haven't you? See how that feels. So much softer than, did you show me? It acknowledges she might have done it already.
It's like saying, I believe you, I just want my memory checked. I love that. What about a more forceful one? Like, you haven't fixed the leak, have you? That sounds disappointed.
A perfect use of the negative tag to express gentle confrontation, and it's all in the tone. Now, for a fun twist, there's a use of the same structure tag that is not a question. It's an exclamation or a complaint. You've eaten all the cookies, have you? This is when the statement is positive, and the tag is also positive. It sounds accusatory or sarcastic. So you think you're the boss, do you? It's a high-level, drama-packed structure.
Ooh, so you're going to the party without me, are you? I'm practicing my angry voice.
Exactly. But I keep that one in your back pocket for understanding movies, not for your weekly team meeting. It can land like a bomb if you're not careful. Now, I want to tackle something I promised. What to do when the subject is an indefinite pronoun. Everyone is here. The logic is weird. Everyone feels plural, but it's grammatically singular. So the tag is, aren't they? Everyone is here, aren't they? It's called the singular they.
Everyone isn't coming, are they? Wait, is that right? I said everyone isn't coming, but that's negative. So tag is positive, are they?
Spot on. And nobody called, did they? That they acts as a gender-neutral, number-neutral pronoun. Using he or she in a tag like this sounds incredibly stiff. Nobody called, did he? Sounds very 1950s. Use they.
This is so much more practical than a textbook. What about a command? My mom used to say, pass the salt, will you?
Your mom was teaching you English tags without you even knowing it. With imperatives, commands, we soften them with will you, would you, or can you. Open the window, will you? Or, to a child, be quiet, won't you? It's not a question of possibility, it's a polite-ish demand.
So a boss might say, send me the file by noon, would you? Not a real question, just a soft command.
Precisely. Now this is the part where we do a rapid-fire fix-it session. I'm going to say the wrong tag sentence. The kind of thing I hear from learners everywhere, from Brazil to Korea. And I want you, Leo, and everyone listening at home, to fix it out loud. Ready?
Born ready.
He works in London, isn't it?
He works in London, doesn't he?
They haven't called, isn't it?
They haven't called, have they?
We should leave, don't we?
We should leave, shouldn't we?
She'll be late, don't you think?
Wait, that one might be correct, actually. She'll be late, won't she? Or don't you think? Is also a tag, right?
Ha, you've outgrown the quiz. Yes, don't you think? Is another valid casual tag, similar to right. But the strict mirror tag is won't she, and you caught it. That means you're thinking structurally. I am so incredibly proud.
It's starting to feel like a rhythm, not a rule. But I want to ask about one thing. You mentioned a secret handshake earlier. What did you mean by that?
A secret handshake is something two native speakers do without thinking. When you match a tag perfectly, you're signaling I am fluent in the underlying logic of this language. It's unconscious. If a tourist says to me, the subway is this way, isn't it? Totally fine. If they say, the subway runs all night, doesn't it? My brain just goes, ah, this person gets English. They've bypassed the universal, isn't it, trap. It's the difference between being understood and being genuinely connected.
There's a lot of psychology packed into two little words. Before we wrap up the grammar part, can you touch on intonation one more time? Because I can say the right words but still sound like a robot.
Vital point. There are two core intonations. One is a real question. Your voice goes up at the end. You're coming to the party, aren't you? Voice rises. This means you genuinely don't know and you need an answer. The second is a conversational softener. Your voice falls. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Voice falls. You don't need a weather report. You're just being friendly, inviting a nod or a smile. If you use the rising tone for everything, you sound anxious and needy. It's a nice hat. Isn't it? It puts pressure on the other person.
Oh, so I've definitely been that guy. That was a great meeting, wasn't it? Sounding like I'm begging for a high five.
Exactly. A falling tone says, we're in this together. A rising tone says, please confirm my reality, I'm not sure. So for most social bonding, let your voice fall. This coffee is strong, isn't it? It's a statement of communion.
What about in a business negotiation? We've settled on the price, haven't we?
That's a power move. If you use a falling tone, you're asserting that the price is settled, and you're giving them a chance to agree. If your voice goes up, we've settled on the price, haven't we? We've you sound like you're forgetting and need their help. It weakens your position. So match your tone to your intent. Now, let's bring it all home. Imagine a conversation between two coworkers, Sarah and Mike.
All right, I'm listening.
Sarah says, Mike, you've seen the quarterly report, haven't you? Voice falling. She knows he has. She's just opening a topic. Mike replies, yes, but the numbers don't look great, do they? Voice falling. He's feeling a shared anxiety. Sarah says, we can turn this around, can't we? Voice slightly rising. She's genuinely looking for reassurance. Mike says, well, the CEO isn't happy, is she? Voice falling, conspiratorial. Then Sarah says, let's not panic, shall we? That's the let structure, falling tone, taking control.
That was a mini drama, and the tags carried all the emotion. I could see it.
That's the goal. Now, I've thrown a lot of grammar at you. I want to reveal the secret that most teachers won't tell you. When you are in a conversation and you freeze up, you can't remember if it's didn't he or hasn't he. Just don't use a tag. Use an intonation question. Instead of panicking and saying he went, isn't it? Just say he went with a questioning tone. It's a million times better to sound like you're clarifying than to use the wrong grammar.
That is a massive relief. So the safety net is just he went.
Exactly. Master these tags at your own pace, and until then, use the simple question inflection. Now, speaking of things you can do, I have a challenge for everyone listening. Sometime in the next 24 hours, find a moment to use one correct question tag. Not isn't it for everything, the right one. Maybe with a friend, a barista, or even your cat. You've eaten already, haven't you?
If my cat answers correctly, I'll be very impressed. Okay, if people want to master this fluency, they need to keep practicing. How can they make sure they don't miss the next episode?
Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We drop new conversations daily, tackling exactly these kinds of fluency roadblocks. And while we've focused on question tags today, next time we're diving into something that will completely change how you tell stories in English. You won't want to miss it.
I'm Leo, reminding you that language is a muscle. The more you use the right moves, the more natural you feel. You've been an amazing audience, haven't you?
They have, indeed. Today's takeaway: ditch the universal, isn't it? Match your verb and flip the signal, and let your tone do the bonding. You all sound fantastic already. See you in the next one.